And let's just take a moment here. I want to give tribute to Jacoby Brissett.
Before we do that, let's
not take a moment here. Let's do something else.
Let's first just talk about this game, because coming into this game, you were 3-7, and the season, for all intents and purposes, is kind of lost. It's a washed year.
Yeah, as much as people want to say it's not, it's still kind of lost.
It would have been really easy for that team to call it quits, for especially a lot of the veteran guys that kind of know. Yeah, hey, the odds of us running the table at this point are slim to none. I think Jacoby kept this team together.
Well, yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I kind of expected them to roll over.
I certainly did.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what we've seen so far this season out of this Browns team. I mean, why would you not expect that?
I did expect it.
Yeah. It was nice.
Yeah, I think it was another good game by him. I know that it was an emotional game for him, because certainly there was a ton of talk this week about this being his last start.
You just feel bad for the guy, because he's been nothing but a class act here in Cleveland, and it's just a foregone conclusion. Like, he's just, I start through week 11 and I'm out.
A tough spot for any quarterback to come into.
He's probably been more professional than I would say just about any other quarterback could have handled this whole thing.
I am, and now we can get into our Jacoby Brissett tribute.
Yeah, so let me just take a moment here. I want to give it.
I am honestly blown away by this guy. Look, and I'm not saying, hey, I want Jacoby to be our quarterback long term and all that, but as far we've had
I would say we definitely, if he's willing to stay here as the backup quarterback,
would love to keep him.
I would love to have him on the roster as long as he wants to stay. I'm talking like the rest of his career. If you want to, be our backup and be our locker room leadership guy. But that being said, I also hope he gets a chance to start somewhere else. So.
Yeah, look, I think his skill set probably is backup, but it's high caliber backup.
I mean, he's better than some of the starters around the league right now.
Probably
a good chunk of them, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, Marcus Mariota has a job, so
right.
But no, just here's the thing. Honestly, just blown away by this guy this year. When they signed Jacoby Brissett, I was kind of like I wasn't.
You weren't real excited.
I wasn't real excited. I was like,
you
okay,
weren't real excited.
Great. Like, at that moment, I had the feeling of, this is a lost season. They're going to lose a bunch of games until Deshaun comes back. Jacoby has played well. Has he lit the world on fire? No. But he has exceeded all of my expectations, and I have to imagine most people's expectations, because he was efficient. He was a leader. He was composed. He was tough. I mean, he took a ton of hits even in this Buccaneers game.
How many games this year have we seen him take a big hit and he's like barely getting off the field? Yeah. He's right back out there the next series, and he's just ready to go.
Just talk about a guy with all the qualities that you want in a leader and in a quarterback of your team. And this guy has it, outside of the fact that he isn't super proficient at throwing touchdowns.
Yeah,
but everything else, he's got it.
Well, and to be fair, there's so many people that I posed the question on our social media earlier this year. How would you grade Jacoby's performance? And we got a lot of bad grades for him simply because everybody was pointing at the record. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Kenny Thunder was one of those. Gave him like a D because he said our record was bad.
Well, our record is bad.
But to be fair, our record is not bad because of Jacoby Brissett.
No,
at all.
100%.
At all. We've actually, you mentioned it as we were kind of going over show notes, as you said, the Jacoby Brissett did not let the Browns down this year. The Browns let Jacoby Brissett down.
100% they let him down. This team is far too good to be 4-7. This team should easily be 7-4. Like, that's
not better.
That's not a hey, we should have won every game. Like, 7-4 is a really reasonable expectation for this team.
Just go back and watch the game.
And Jacoby played well enough to get him there. So it's a damn shame.
Yeah, and just to dive into it a little bit deeper.
That's what he's going to be remembered for.
Right, and just to dive into it a little bit deeper, Jacoby's numbers on the year, he finishes 200, I say finishes, assuming he doesn't play the rest of the way. There could be injuries or whatever, but 236 of 368, that's good for 64.1%. 2,608 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. So if you want to extrapolate that, I don't know the exact numbers. I didn't do the math, but you're looking at probably somewhere around 18 touchdowns to 10 interceptions and right around 4,200 yards. So
and almost 65% of his passes completed. Those are good numbers. The only one that's not is the touchdown numbers, right? And that's what separates him from top tier starters in the NFL is that 18 touchdowns just doesn't get it done in today's game.
No. But again, if you with this team and he played like that for an entire season, this team should be a good team.
Well, yeah, because you have the best running back in the NFL, so you don't need to throw 35 touchdowns. It helps if you can, but you don't need to win.
Right.
But just put a stamp on it. I mean, I think when you think about Browns quarterbacks, and we've had plenty of them since 1999.
I think he might legitimately be the best one.
Well, and I don't know if we can call him the best one because I think Baker, love him or hate him, like led us to the playoffs, won a playoff game. Like he probably owns that. He owns a bunch of Browns records because he played for 4 years. But I don't think it's a stretch to put him up there in the
I would say he's definitely
3 or top 5.
Yeah, I was going to say he's definitely
99.
top 5.
I mean,
and I'm not saying he's for sure the best one. I'm just saying an argument could definitely be made that he was the best one we've had.
Yeah, I mean,
he just didn't get the time that some of the other ones had.
Right.
So
I don't know. I mean, like I don't know what to make of that. Like the emotion and feeling that I have of like goodwill toward Jacoby Brissett for playing 11 games for us. I don't know.
As professionally as anybody possibly could.
Professional love. We professionally love you, Jacoby.
We love you, Jacoby.
We appreciate
you. And regardless of if it's here or elsewhere next year, we wish you nothing but the best.
Well, unless you play for Pittsburgh, because then
then we hope you're trash. So
F them all.
F them all. Anybody in the AFC North, F them all.